today's video, I want to do like a tier list video of all of my hardest platinum trophies that I have obtained over the past like couple of years of me doing my platinum trophy hunting grind. And I've listed all of the games that I have platinum at the bottom right here, and we're gonna simply just be rating them pretty much from how hard it took for me to actually obtain them, from like the time it took, the difficulty, and just pretty much just like all like the feeling and stress of just obtaining these trophies. And I might also like rank them off to just like also how much I enjoy doing the trophies as well, which is gonna be a little bit, iffy about how I'm gonna rank this, but we'll give it a try. So first game I have on the list is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is a game that came out last year that I really enjoyed. I remember this game took me almost like a week or two nonstop of just playing. I like every time I wanted to get off the game, I always kept on thinking about wanting to come back and play more. I kept thinking about how good the story was, the hard difficulty on the game, where you have to complete the whole story without using any healing items, and the MP, like your magic power that you have in the game, it doesn't regenerate until you finish like a certain chapter, and that was really difficult to maintain. But for the sequel to the Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first game was a lot more harder. I feel like the second game made it a little bit more easier to adapt with your use of the magic in the game and healing yourself and using a bunch of like the elements in the game. So I might put Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I might put it on hard, just because I remember it not being that difficult. It was just really time consuming to finish the game, and I think I wrapped around 150 hours when I got the plat trophy. And probably the hardest thing in the game is definitely doing the Charlie challenges. Those were definitely a pain in the ass to do, and I remember spending like an hour fighting like a simulation test thing. It would take like an hour to do, and if you were to fail during that time period, you had to redo the whole segment all over again, fighting the same bosses, fighting all the enemies to get to like the last boss. And if you were to die at the last like minute or like the last round of the boss, you have to restart the whole process again, and that was really really annoying. And that happened to me maybe twice during my playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. My next game is going to be Final Fantasy Remake. This is going to be the first part of the Final Fantasy VII trilogy that they're doing, where they're doing the remake of 7, and then the second part was Rebirth, and then they're currently working on the third game right now. This game was definitely a lot more harder in my opinion. The only reason why I rank Rebirth lower than Remake was because the synergy moves in the game, where you can like combine movesets with like different characters in the game. That wasn't included in the first game. That's something they added new to the second game, which I really liked a lot and made like pretty much the whole game a lot more easier. And Remake didn't have that option or that feature, and it was really really annoying to get through like some segments in the game where you had to like maintain your MP to like fight certain bosses, and by the time you like even get to the boss, sometimes you don't even have enough MP and you're pretty much just screwed. And then sometimes you have to replay chapters to save those MP for the final boss, and I found that really really annoying. And plus also the Charlie missions I felt like were a lot more harder in the first game than the second game. And I remember this took me less time to do. Like it was a lot more shorter to get the platinum trophy. Like maybe it took me like 80 hours, where the second game was like double the time. But it was definitely a lot harder, even though it took less time. So I'll definitely put it on very, very hard. And then now, our third game, we have Batman Arkham Asylum. This is the first, I recently did this game. This is the first Batman game that I've plat. It's definitely not the first game I played in the Batman series. It's the first one I've platted. And I feel like it's just more easier than all the other Batman games. Like it's much more of a smaller game. Probably the like most annoying thing about this game was like the Riddler trophies. I found the combat challenges a lot easy. I don't know why a lot of people were saying the reason why the Batman games are so hard is because of these challenges that the game offers. But I found them really easy, and I finished like pretty much the whole thing like in a whole day. And I know like a lot of people that struggle with this for like, weeks and weeks. And really fun game. I really enjoyed the Batman character and like all like the lore and like the environment it brings. So I might say this might be probably say like easy in my opinion. It wasn't too hard. All right, next game I have on the list is Elden Ring. This is a game I remember playing back when it first launched, and I remember I finished through the whole game, and I didn't even bother going for the plat trophy at the time. I think I gave up. It wasn't that bad. I feel like Elden Ring is probably like one of the easiest Souls games out there, in my opinion. Oh, that's what it was. I remember. I think the only reason why I stopped or I was like afraid to get this plat trophy was because of the Millennia fight at the end. I think I remember spending like a whole day fighting Millennia when it first launched, and I couldn't understand the fight, and I couldn't get it down. So I think that's the reason why I gave up on the plat trophy at first. And then a couple of years later, I came back and did the fight, and then it was still difficult, but I eventually got it down, and that led me to do like all the other stuff for the plat trophy, and that's when we finish it. So I'll probably give this game. Let's put it in the medium. I don't think it's hard as like Rebirth. I think this game took me like 80 hours, 70 hours to do, and it wasn't that bad to do. The boss fights were really easy compared from the other Souls games I played, and I wouldn't say this is the hardest Souls game. So we're gonna put it at medium. Our next game I have is Rainbow Six Siege. For those that don't know, this is a game I've been playing for 10 years now. And if you don't know, I have another channel that I mainly I use for just doing Siege content. And I don't remember much because I think I got this trophy like 6 years ago or something. It's been a while since I really pay attention to the trophies for this game. I don't know, when I wasn't really going for the trophy in this game. I just got it from just playing. I didn't even worry about just looking at the trophy list and just going through and actually like focusing on doing it. It just came to me whenever I just kept on playing and playing. But usually how multiplayer trophies go, they can be really really annoying because how matchmaking works where you're like paired up with like people that could be like above like your skill level or something, which makes the trophies a lot more hard to obtain. So I'll probably put Siege. I'll probably put it in medium. It's definitely not gonna be like easy where you can just get on it and then you can just cruise through like the trophies. I think it might take time and maybe like help from friends to obtain some of the trophies. So I'm definitely gonna say medium for Siege here. The next game is another recent game is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I played this game 2 weeks ago, and it's probably one of my best games of 2025 so far. Definitely a game of the year contender. And I don't remember anything being too difficult about this game. There was a lot of really big missable trophies, but if you know what they are and then you keep track of all those missable trophies from the beginning, I don't see this game as being really difficult. Nothing like related to like difficulty where enemies are like a lot more harder or anything. I think it's just more of like a grind and more of just knowing when to get those trophies when you need to. And I remember the only thing I missed during my playthrough was I forgot there was a trophy where you couldn't eat like steak or something. You can eat like meat and you can't kill any animals. And like the first thing I did in the game was kill like an animal, I think. And like 9 hours later, I read that you shouldn't kill animals. And like, oh shoot, I gotta like replay the game again. But it wasn't bad. It was just like another 8 hours of me just speed running through the story again. And then I eventually got it. The game took me like 80, 90 hours to complete as well, which isn't too bad. And it was a really fun game overall. Dialogue was funny. I love the characters. The environment was really incredible. I'll probably put this one in. I'll put this one in easy. Ninja Gaiden 2. No question. This is probably one of the hardest games I've played and the hardest platinum trophy to obtain. I'll probably move it here just to rank it in the tier. It's way harder than any Souls game I played. Just like the trophies alone, like how specific some of them were, and those I forgot what they call like tag missions. Those tag missions were really difficult. Like I remember they added like a bunch of like bosses you have to fight like all at once, where you have to fight like five of them like in a row without like even dying. Like they kind of remind me of like the Final Fantasy games in a way with the Chadley missions, where you just have to refight those same bosses over and over again during like each round. And if you were to die, you have to restart the progress, and then it just gets like really annoying and stressful. Uh oh yeah, another thing too about Ninja Gaiden, you have to play this game 7 times. You have to play them on like every difficulty, and then you have to play them during like the combat, not combat challenges. You have to complete them during like the chapter select challenges or whatever. I forgot what the name was, but the fact that you have to beat this game 7 different times on 7 different difficulties was insane to me, and I don't know how and I got through this game. I don't know what motivated me to like just keep pushing forward, but I think this took me like 120 hours to do, and oh my god, it's probably one of my best platinum trophies so far in my collection. Hitman 3 is gonna be my next game. This is a collection of all of the Hitman games that they did. Apparently they made like 3 games and they just made into like one game. I don't know, it was weird. Like the platinum trophy was only specific to only the third game, even though they had like a bunch of other missions from the last 2 games in this collection as well. So I only focused on only doing the third game missions, and it was really fun. Like you had to find like creative ways to like kill like your targets. There was a bunch of like speed running ones as well, where you had to like complete like the missions faster. There were times where you had to like complete the mission without changing your suit, changing disguises, and times where you can't only kill any other person but the target. And I didn't find anything too difficult. Like pretty much all you had to do was just look up a guide on how to do it from someone else, and then you just follow the guide on how they did like the targets that way. No difficulty trophy here as well. Everything just set to like the difficulty it is, and then you just play through the missions, and then you do like a bunch of like the story stuff they offer as well during those missions, where you have to like follow like certain dialogue, you have to follow like certain characters around to like progress through like a way to like get to like a target more sooner, or like learn more like stuff about like the lore within like that mission with the characters. I'll probably put this one I'll put this on very easy. I think this is a really very easy game to do. Alright, next game on the list is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I think this is the first. No, it isn't. No, it's not. This is not the first Resident Evil I played. Uh, this is a really short game. This took me like 18 hours to plat, not gonna lie. I didn't even skip through anything or any of the dialogue. It was a really short game. Nothing too crazy that I remembered. I think the most annoying part was playing the game on like, I forgot the difficulty's name. It's like Nightmare mode or something. And then you also had to do like a bunch of the collectibles, like in any Resident Evil game, which wasn't any difficult at all. I don't remember any of the bosses being too hard specifically. Nothing really like comes to mind when I'm thinking about all the bosses in that game. So I think it's another like easy or very easy platinum. I feel like since it took me like 18 hours to do, I'll probably put it on very easy. I don't know why. I don't remember it being that hard or anything. Like the only thing I remember was it having a lot of collectibles, and then I had to like make sure I got everything, and I had like a guide next to me of like where everything was, and just following that. So I would say this is another very easy platinum trophy that people can get. Next game is Far Cry 5. I think this is another very easy, because there wasn't any missable trophies. Uh, Nothing really difficult at all either. No like difficulty trophy as well. I think this is just a game where you can just simply just play the game, and then all the trophies will eventually just pop up and you just keep on playing. So I'm gonna put this on very easy. No missable trophies. I don't remember there being like any grinding either. But I don't remember grinding for like any of the trophies. I could be mistaken. I do think Far Cry 5 is definitely like one of my favorite Far Cry games, like story wise. Cause I was really interested in the story and what it offered. Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is no question. Another very easy platinum trophy. Like I do feel like you can just play this game and you don't even have to look at like the trophy list at all, and you can just get all the platinum trophies. It's that easy. It's like another very short game too. I think this also took me like 18 hours to complete as well. It's just pretty much like a spin-off game to the original Spider-Man game that released in 2018 or something. And it's a lot more shorter. All you pretty much have to do is just beat the story and then 100% everything in the game. And just do like all like the collectible stuff. Like all the collectibles, you can just look at the map and then you can just see where everything is. And then you just go to that specific location and then just press like triangle on it. And then you just pick it up and then you just have like all the collectibles in the game in no time. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, this is where I'm like torn between medium and hard. I don't remember there being anything too difficult about this game. The only thing that was really, really, really annoying about Valhalla was how big it was. I felt like this game was so long for no reason. And the amount of collectibles you had to get in this game was insane to me. Like, there was so much stuff you had to do after you complete the main game. Like, I think it took me more time to actually do a bunch of all, like, the other stuff in the game than it was to finish the story. Like, I think the story took me, like, 20 hours to do. And then 70 more hours was just me doing a bunch of all this side stuff. From, like, raiding camps to collecting a bunch of, like, the fragments around the map. Doing, like, small, like, sideline quests or whatever. I definitely think Valhalla is definitely, like, more of, like, the tedious side of getting the Platinum Trophy. Which may be a little bit difficult for some people. Because they might not have, like, time to do this. But for me, I feel like this was, like, in the medium. I'll probably put this on medium. Just because of how long it took me to do it. And I think I thought about giving up, like, halfway through. Because of how long it took me to get some of the items in the game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, same thing with Valhalla. It was less more smaller than Valhalla. Like, in, like, the map size. And something about Odyssey I like more is the world. I actually enjoyed more of, like, the ancient, times where it was, located. I just love the setting more in Odyssey, and just it being like during like the, you know, the time period it is, and Valhalla being like the Vikings era. I didn't really enjoy as much, so I definitely enjoy Odyssey more. It's just legit the same game, but it's just different time periods, and I'll put it like in the same category as medium. Ghost of Tsushima. I'll probably put this in easy. Really, really enjoyable game. The art design, the graphics, the world, everything about this game is really amazing. The story was amazing. The plat trophy itself, it did take a little long time to get. It kind of reminded me of the Assassin's Creed games, where it's just going around the map and just pretty much doing everything that the map shows you. And then once you just finish every activity in the game, then by the time you do all that, you'll get the plat trophy. And that did take like a little while to do as well. A lot of people had like a bunch of the sideline quests as well, where you have to do like a bunch of the side missions with each character that you've come across in the game. And I don't remember anything being too difficult about this game. And I think I remember playing on, I think I challenged myself and I did lethal difficulty just because I wanted to have like a lot more fun with the game. And the lethal difficulty was actually really fun. And I recommended people that still haven't played this game yet to go try that out. And just put on the hardest difficulty. And it just makes the game a lot more fun. Resident Evil 3. See, this is where I'm torn. It's a really short game. But it was actually really, really hard. Like, I remember there's this one boss in the game. I think it was like the very like final boss. And when you play it on, I forgot what the difficulty is called. Is it like Inferno? What's the hardest? I might be wrong, but On this hardest difficulty, fighting that last boss took me like 6 hours to do. And I wasn't expecting to just be sitting there for like a long time to finish that boss. Like I tried so many methods on how to like beat it. And I remember I had to like reload a save just so I can go back and like get like a certain weapon to like make it like a lot more easier to do. I might put this in hard, not gonna lie. I'm putting it on hard. Just because how difficult it was to do it on the last hard difficulty. And I felt like if I didn't speed run through the whole game and I had to like fight each like monster type specifically in that game, it would have took me forever to do. I think I sped run through the game. I just passed through like every zombie on the hardest difficulty, and just every time when you're like stuck in like an area to fight like a boss, that's when it got really difficult for me. So that's why I feel like it's gonna be on the hard tier for me. Like any other Resident Evil game, you just simply just collect a bunch of collectibles in the game. You do like the bobbleheads, I remembered, and the whole thing with is this the one with the ranking? I forgot if it was or not. But I remember you have to get like a certain rank in a chapter. No, I don't think it's for this game. Oh, let me double check real quick actually. Okay, it was. So in this game you have to get like a specific rank during when you do like those speed runs or like those playthroughs. So I think there was a time. Oh yeah, there was a time. There was a time when I was doing a run for one of the playthroughs, and I remember I got like an A rank or something, and I was supposed to get like an S rank, and I had to like go back and replay that playthrough just to get the rank I need, and then that'll give me the trophy. And that was something that was really annoying about that game. And there's also the thing where you had to finish the game without using the item box and also healing like once during your whole playthrough, and then if you mess that up, you have to like restart the whole run. Yeah, no, this is definitely hard. I would just say Resident Evil 3 is definitely hard. Really short game, but it was really hard to do all that. And then now with Resident Evil 2. So 2, I feel like it's going to be a medium for me because I don't remember it being as difficult as Resident Evil 3. Like it was like it was a challenging game similar to Resident Evil 3, but I feel like the bosses were like a lot less difficult. Like I remember it being more straightforward, and then I remember I just beat them first try, and I don't think I remember having any troubles with a particular boss. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I think I maybe died like a couple times to Mr. X during the Leon run, and that was about it. Time is, really important in these games where you have to like make sure you beat it at a certain time or your rank decreases to like, an A or B or something, depending on how long it takes for you to beat that playthrough. Resident Evil 2, I put it in medium. It wasn't as difficult as Resident Evil 3. Fuck Resident Evil 3. Silent Hill 2. Probably one of the best horror games I played. Easily one of the best horror games I played. Crazy story. It had like elements of Resident Evil where it's just like, your typical survival horror game. I was really invested in this world that Konami remaked in this game. Okay, I had to look back at like my list to see what was difficult about Silent Hill. Those endings, 100%. Those different endings that you had to obtain during Silent Hill 2 was really annoying. There were like specific items you had to like obtain during the time you play. You bring those items to like the end part of the game, and if you don't have those certain items, then the ending won't play. And then sometimes you have to like replay the game over and over again until you get like that specific item to get those endings. It was really, really easy for me because I just followed a guide and then I just went around getting all the items I need for that specific ending I was going for. And it was really time consuming. It took me 40 hours to get like all the endings. Just for the endings alone that you had to obtain, I'll probably put it in medium. Just because of how annoying and tedious it was to get and replay the game like 5 different times to get all those ending trophies. Dragon's Dogma 2. Not gonna lie, I don't remember much about this game. I played this like a year ago, I think. And I don't remember... Yeah, I don't remember anything. I can't remember like a single thing I did in that game. The story was... I didn't really care about it. I actually kind of like the replay... Like the replayability this game has. Where I felt like every time I got off, I just want to get back on and play it. Because of like, I like, like those hack and slash RPGs where you just go around fight monsters, and you just come back and then level up some stuff, and then you go out, get like new equipment and stuff for like better armor, better weapons. And this is like one of those type of games. Ooh, I think the missable trophies in this game were really annoying. I remember I had to like replay certain parts of the game again to get like certain like trophies because the how specific these those trophies were. And then I also remember there being like one like very buggy trophy that I was like stressing out about for like 2 days, and then I don't know how, but I think I got like really lucky, and then the trophy just like popped up like out of nowhere when I was doing like some kind of like quest, and then I platinumed this game. Thinking back at it now, I didn't really enjoy this. I enjoyed the game, but the plat trophy itself, I didn't really enjoy getting. So I'll probably put this like another medium. What is this? This is Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered. I would probably say this is up there for like one of the best zombie games I played. This one's a really fun game. It takes place like in a mall, and you follow a character named Frank West, and he's like a journalist who's like trying to find out what's happening like in like this little like mall that he's in. And I really had fun. I love how the fact that you can just go into like any shop you want and just pick up anything and use it to like kill zombies with is really fun. It kind of reminds me again like an arcadey kind of game. And I'll probably put this like on very easy. Wait, actually I lied. No, I lied. I'll probably put this in easy, just because there was this trophy where you had to like, oh yeah, you had to like pretty much save everybody in the mall in one playthrough. Like you had to bring all 50 survivors back into like your base of operations, and you couldn't get anyone killed. If any of those survivors died, then you just failed the whole trophy run, and you have to like replay the game all over again. You also gotta like check up on the survivors too, because sometimes they want to like rebel and they're gonna like want to break out, and then they're gonna like end up dying. So you gotta like prevent that, or that's gonna cause you to redo a run. Star Wars Outlaws. Not gonna lie, this game shocked me. I actually really enjoyed this game. I feel like people just hate this game for no reason. I actually enjoy this game a lot. Like, it's your typical Ubisoft game where you're just, running around an open world doing a bunch of like, side quests and stuff, doing a bunch of like activities that the world offers. And sometimes you just want to just play a game like that, and I feel like Outlaws is like one of those games that I actually wanted to play during the time. I really enjoyed it. I'm not really of a big fan of Star Wars, but this kind of really got me into the franchise a little bit more. So I'll probably put this on easy. Not many missable trophies. You just play through the game, and then once you finish the story, you're allowed back into like the world, and then you can just pretty much do all like the quests that you need to do. And then I remember there was this one trophy at launch where it was really buggy, where there was like this item that to collect, but the item wouldn't exist in the world. So I had to wait like a whole week for Ubisoft to like release like a patch to even put the item in the game. And I've been sitting on that last trophy for like a whole week. And then once I learned that they got the patch out to fix that trophy, I got back in, got the item, and then the plat trophy popped. So that was like one thing it's kind of annoying about that game. Astrobot. Very easy. Very easy plat trophy. This recently won Game of the Year at the Game Awards in 2024. Really amazing game. It's just like a platformer. Like it's pretty much just like the Mario of a PlayStation. And then you get like a bunch of PlayStation IPs, and those characters from other PlayStation games are like cameos in the game. And I thought that was like really cool to see. Nothing much I can say about this game. Just if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend playing this if you want to get into like the platinum trophy grind. I think this is like a really fun and amazing game to start off with. Next, Stellar Blade. I don't remember much about this game. I'll probably put this in easy. I remember there being a time where I had to just get like a bunch of collectibles, and that was kind of like really annoying to do. Oh, okay. So there were collectible trophies in this game where you have to collect like all like the cans, and then you also gotta like find like all like the campsites that are located during the specific areas that you go to. And you do have to replay the game just so you can get the New Game Plus trophy, and nothing too hard. I think it's just a matter of if you have time and you just want to just enjoy and play the game. I think the one thing that stands out about this game is the combat. I feel like the gameplay and combat makes me want to play the game more, and I really enjoy like the flow of it, and it was really really satisfying. All right, next up is Suicide Squad. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from this, but I actually like this game a lot. This game was really really fun. I mean, I get it has like its flaws and the story is kind of whack. I didn't really enjoy the story, but just the gameplay overall and like the characters, I really enjoy. Like I feel like it's so weird how Rocksteady went from making like the Batman trilogy just to make this. Like why not just like focus on what you're really good at, and why would you want to try something new and go for like a looter shooter game like Suicide Squad? Like I feel like at their best they can like really make amazing games, but Suicide Squad, like Rocksteady, was not really something I was expecting. But just for like a game, it was actually kind of enjoyable for me. I actually really enjoyed it. I never felt bored playing it, and the grind to get the platinum trophy, like the grind to get the platinum trophy was really really fun. I remember you had to keep on replaying missions over and over again just so you can get like a higher like level rank, and then that opens up like a bunch of new stuff that you can do in the game. And I feel like that was like the only annoying thing, was just replaying this one mission over and over again just so you can get like XP from it. So I'll probably put Suicide Squad at easy. Next up is Resident Evil 4. And this is probably the best out of the remakes so far. The combat was really fun and satisfying for me. I remember there being a lot of difficulty trophies as well with this one, but it wasn't as hard as the other Resident Evil games in my opinion. Like I remember there was a trophy where you had to finish the whole game without even like using like any other weapon besides like the knife and your pistol. And to make it more easy, you can just do it on the easiest difficulty while just not using any healings and using the item box. So that way you can do like 4 different trophies at once during that game. None of the bosses I remember being too difficult. The ranking trophies were not difficult at all either, if you plan out your playthrough and know what you're doing. I'll probably put Resident Evil 4. I'll put it at the same level as Resident Evil 2. I'll put it in the medium difficulty. Next game is God of War, and this is the 2018 one? 2017? I don't remember what year, but this is the first God of War. And another amazing game. Like the narrative on this game was really, really insane. I actually really enjoyed it a lot. I think it's way better than the second game. And the only reason why I haven't done the second God of War game, Ragnarok, is because I really hate how the pacing was in that game, and I couldn't even be bothered to go back and just finish it because of how boring it was for me. I didn't really enjoy it as much. And then something about God of War, the first one, just the exploration just felt so much better too as well. Like I like the places that they take you to, exploring like all like these like ancient gods that were during this time period. I think the only hard thing I can think about for this game was the Valkyrie boss fights were really annoying. Specifically the last one where you have to fight like the Queen Valkyrie. I remember that being really really difficult. To me personally, I'm gonna put it in easy, because I just remember it being really really easy for me to do. The Last of Us Part 2. I think this is a really very easy game. I remember playing this when it first came out. This is the original one, by the way. This is like the first ever like version of the Last of Us Part 2. I remember playing this when it first came out, and on the second day I played this game. Like I remember sitting in my chair nonstop and just playing through the story. And then after that, there was just a bunch of the collectible stuff, and there wasn't anything difficult. I don't think the grounded difficulty was included in the platinum. Difficulty wasn't an issue for me. I think it's just a matter of just playing the game, and then you just replay it to get like all bunch of the collectible stuff, and then it should be a very easy platinum trophy. Sekiro. I'm probably gonna put Sekiro in the hard difficulty list, because this game is probably my favorite Souls game from Software. I love the mechanic of dodging and parrying to like build up like your meter to like stun and take down like a health bar from the bosses. It's very really unique compared like to the other Souls games out there. I think the hardest thing about this game was for me was the it has to do like something with like with the money in the game. Like you have to reach like a certain like currency, and then you either gotta like use the currency to like upgrade like a certain item. There's this one boss, I forgot his name. It was like the demon something, and uh, I might have cheesed that boss a little bit, and I might have found a way to like killed it a lot easily because I remember I sat there for 3 days finding that boss, and I didn't know how to beat him. And then I was looking up guides on how to beat it, and then there's this guy that's like, oh, you can like just cheese this boss by just going to like this certain part of like the arena, and then the boss will just fall to his death, and then you just beat the boss. Like it's so hard to get into because it's so different from any other Souls game. Like it's either you know how to play the game and you just go like straight through like the whole game just beating all the bosses, or you just suck and you're just stuck because there's no like builds you can make. It's just one little build that you just have to parry. You have to only dodge certain attacks. You can like dash into like their thrust attacks, and then you can like counter that way. If you don't learn the timing in this game, you're gonna have a really hard time playing this game. And that's why I'm gonna put it in the hard difficulty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't remember much. This is probably like one of the like first 10 games I played, so I don't remember anything from this. This is all campaign related, nothing multiplayer related in this platinum trophy. I'll probably just put it in medium. I think there was like a difficulty trophy where you have to like play like on veteran difficulty during the campaign, and I honestly don't remember much, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Spider-Man, first ever Spider-Man game, very easy. Same as Miles Morales when I was talking about it earlier, where you just beat the game, you just play through the story, beat the game, and then you can go back into the world and just do a bunch of like the side stuff around the map. You just go to each location when you open up the map, and you just like either collect something or you like do like the challenge there, and then you just do that throughout the whole map, and then eventually you'll get like 100% and get the plat trophy. Next we have Death Stranding. This game was really, really fun. A lot of people call it really boring, and they, talked about it being like a walking simulator. And this is a game where it's more of you don't play the game just to play it, or you play it to witness the vision of Hideo Kojima. Essentially, you're just walking around the whole map, just delivering a bunch of packages in this game, and it did take a lot of grinding, where you have to keep going back and forth during each facility to keep on delivering these packages. And the easiest way I remember doing this was I built like zip lines all across the map, and it makes it a lot easier to traverse through the whole area, and you can get to like one point to another really, really easily. I remember spending like a whole day just putting zip lines everywhere, so I can just use those to like glide across the map in like a matter of seconds to even get to like a facility. It just saves you so much time than if you were to like walk, and that would be like a good like 30 minutes, and I can just do it like in 5. So I feel like Death Stranding to me was hard, and then it could be very hard for some people because of the enjoyment of doing that, but for me I really enjoyed it. Persona 5. This is definitely a really hard game. 100%. I enjoyed this game a lot. I hope they make like a Persona 6 later in the future. I would 100% play that game. And the story itself can take up to like 100+ hours to finish. If you decide to play like on the hardest difficulty, that's gonna be like really challenging too, which is gonna take up like a lot more time. One hard thing about this game was like like your relationship with like your friends. Like if you don't build those up when you start playing the game, like I think you have to like max out everybody's like their rating, like their relationship ratings. You have to like max those out for like everybody. And if you don't, you have to pretty much replay the game. You have to spend like 120 hours just replaying the game just to max everybody's confidence. I think that's what confidence or whatever is what it's called. You have to max those out. And I also think there's like another trophy where you have to like ace all like your exams at school or something as well. And if you miss out on those, then you have to replay it again. I think it's just a matter of doing like all the missable trophies in this game. And if you fail, you have to replay the game a lot. And plus also the bosses. There's like this one like palace where there's like this one boss where it was like really difficult. And you had to like do like certain like attacks in specific orders to like even enhance the boss. And if you don't, you're like stuck like in a loop where you're just fighting this boss over and over again until you do like a specific like attack pattern, and then you can like move on from that boss. And I remember that took me like a long time to do too because I couldn't figure it out. All right, next we have oh god, Cyberpunk. All right, this is funny story. This is a game I was really hyped for. Like this is probably like my most anticipated game ever, and this game launched very terribly. I remember having a PS4 when I got this game, and I had to play through all the bugs. And that's how I got the Plat Trophy too, which is playing through all the crashes, like the blue screens I got from it just kicked me out from the game to the homepage. A bunch of the textures on people won't even load up. The driving was so buggy. The frame rate kept on dropping a lot. Like think about it now. I don't know how I got through all of that. I think the hardest thing about this game was just dealing with like the frame rate and how bad it was performing. Like, don't get me wrong, the game was amazing. I feel like I should replay it on the PS5 just so I can experience it like a lot better. The world, the characters, the RPG, the world itself is like really amazing. I don't remember there being anything too difficult about this game besides grinding like endgame, where you had to do a bunch of like the level ups on like your skills, I think is what it was. So I'll probably put Cyberpunk in easy. All right, next, Mortal Kombat 11. This is also another multiplayer trophy that I have obtained. I don't remember much of Mortal Kombat 11. I think the hardest thing in this game was getting all like the items from like the crypt. And to do that, you have to play the multiplayer and obtain all like the currencies and like all like these items to open up all like the stuff in the crypt. So I'll probably put it in hard, just because of how much of a grind this game was to obtain all those items. I think this took me like 100 hours plus to get the Plat Trophy. And you know how multiplayer trophies are. Sometimes you can get like really annoying from just other people online. So I'll probably put this in hard. And I can't think of anything much else to talk about this game, so we'll just keep it at that. Alright, next is Bloodborne. Another Souls game that I platted. I'll probably put it in the medium level. It wasn't as hard as Sekiro, because in Bloodborne you can just, you can do any build you want. You have more of a variety to like different weapons. I remember Bloodborne having like a feature where you can like stun bosses like with your handgun. I thought that was like really cool and made the game like a lot easier for me. Like Elden Ring, it's just pretty much the same thing as Elden Ring, but I just don't remember anything being too difficult. It's just your average Souls game. Horizon Zero Dawn. This is not the remake. This is not the remaster. This is the original. Like 2016, I think, is when it came out. Horizon. I'm gonna put this on very easy. Not a really easy game. Kind of similar to like the Spider-Man games in a way to me. You just play through the game and then you just do a bunch of like the side stuff after you finish the story, which is just going around the map and doing a bunch of the miscellaneous trophies and collecting a bunch of stuff. The Last of Us Remastered. I'm probably gonna put this. I'm gonna put it in hard. I played this on the PS4, and I think the hardest thing about this game was the multiplayer trophies, because I think the servers were really, there wasn't a lot of people active on the servers for the multiplayer, and I also think this is the game where the grounded difficulty was related to the platinum trophy. I could be wrong, I don't remember, but I remember playing on grounded, and I think that's what makes it like a lot more harder. But definitely those multiplayer trophies. They were really annoying to get because a lot of people weren't active. So I had to pretty much just wait until someone would like join a lobby and then the game would start and then I can just do the trophy I would need for those multiplayer trophies. Uncharted 4. I'm probably gonna put this. I'm gonna put it in medium. because I remember there was also same as The Last of Us, where it's I think there were multiplayer trophies, but I played this game almost like close to release, and the multiplayer was kind of active at the time, and I think the hard thing about Uncharted was the hard difficulty trophy where you had to fight. I forgot what the name was. It was like brutal difficulty or something, and it's pretty much if you were to get shot like at all in the game, you just die instantly. It's either like one shot or two shot, and if you just get hit, you're just dead. And that was like the most annoying part about the Uncharted games was the difficulty trophies. But overall, really fun game. The collectibles were really fun considering it's like a treasure hunting story related game. So you doing like the trophy hunting as well as kind of fits in with the game. So I thought that was like really cool for like a game like this. And then now we have pretty much all of the. I don't know if I want to combine all these games into one because I did this. I did all these games when I had the Nathan Drake collection. It's where they had like all like the Uncharted games into one pretty much, and it's just all the trilogy. I find all of the games to be really similar to each other, and nothing really stands out to be like a lot more challenging. Like the only hard thing about these games were just the difficulty, like in Uncharted 4, like I just explained. So I'm gonna put all the Uncharted games in the medium slot here, just because of the difficulty that it has, and like I said before, just getting shot once just erases your whole health, and then I think if you got shot twice, then you just die, and it's really hard to like heal in the game too. You have to like try to hide and wait for your health to regen. All right, next I have Days Gone. I feel like this is another very easy platinum trophy. It's just I feel like it's the same with Spider-Man and Horizon. You just play through the story, and then after you finish, you just do like a bunch of the side stuff around the map, and then you'll just get the plat trophy. Like I feel like these Sony like exclusives they have, they're all just the same to me in a way, but just like different like storytelling. When it comes to like the plat trophy, they're all just the same. Well, yeah, Days Gone, I would say I had like a lot more fun playing from Spider-Man and Horizon, just because you're just a biker in the game, and there's just zombies, and you just ride like on a bike, and you just explore the world, in like the apocalypse and all that. So I definitely think Days Gone stands out, and I really had a lot of fun with Days Gone. I wish they made a sequel. I don't know why they haven't yet. It's a really great game. I think it just got like mixed reviews during launch from how bad it performed. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. This is also another Kojima game. I'm probably gonna put this one. Oh, I didn't realize I moved the list. Okay, whatever. I'm probably gonna put Metal Gear. I'll probably put this on hard. I don't remember. There was this one trophy where I was like, I remember I went to like Reddit, and I tried asking some one guy on how to do this trophy, and I don't remember. Oh, let me Google it real quick, just so I can try to remember. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Metal Gear in very hard. I'm looking back at this, and I forgot how hard this game actually was. Like you had to complete all the story missions with an S rank, and that's just from doing like all like certain tasks during the mission to get like that S rank. And then there's the thing where you have to like collect a bunch of the animals, develop a bunch of stuff at Mother Base, dispatch missions, and then there's also like a feature in the game where you have to like raid like other people's Mother Bases to get like materials, and that took like a big grind too. God, looking back at this makes me want to replay Metal Gear. Actually, this was a really fun game. It took me like 100+ hours to get to. I don't know. I feel like Metal Gear kind of reminds me of like uh GTA or like Red Dead Redemption, where it's like the gold medals in those games, where you have to play like those specific missions, and then you have to complete like certain tasks in the mission to get like the gold medal. But in this term for Metal Gear is like the S rank. So I would definitely say Metal Gear is definitely very hard. I don't know. I'm still torn between putting it in hard and very hard, but I'm gonna put it in very hard. And then the last platinum trophy for me is Detroit. This is easily a very easy game to finish. You pretty much just do all like the choices in the game, and then you'll just get the plat trophy. You just follow like you just follow like a guide online, then you just like it just leads to like another like choice in the game, and then you can just keep following those choices that will eventually lead to you getting like the trophy that you need. And this didn't take me a long time to do. It took me like 18, 15 hours, which wasn't that bad. And I really enjoyed it. I really hope Quantic Dream makes another game. Like I enjoyed playing Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. Those are another great games, and Detroit is no exception. So yeah, this is pretty much my tier list. I probably wouldn't change anything here. Uh, I definitely want to start doing like some more difficulty, like very hard ones in the future. Uh, but so far not bad. I feel like I ranked this pretty well. This is my list and my opinions on the games I played and how hard they were. And if you have any opinions of your own of games that I played, let me know, and let me know if they're like harder for you or they're more easier. And appreciate you watching this video, and until next time.